A very warm welcome to the first edition of Sportscom, Giving Wings to Dreams Conclave 2025. Today we celebrate the spirit of sports, entrepreneurship, and innovation. This platform brings together leaders, change makers, and emerging startups to shape the future of sports in India. To begin the day, we have the opening session that sets the tone for the conclave. May I invite our distinguished speakers to join us on stage. We are honored to have with us a true icon of Indian sports, Mr. Pullela Gopichand, Arjuna Awardee, Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri, and Dronacharya Awardee, and Mr. Jalaj Dani, President Sportscom, Mr. Rishikesh Joshi, Secretary Sportscom. May I request Mr. Jalaj Dani to welcome Mr. Pullela Gopichand. May I request Mr. Rishikesh Joshi for the welcome remarks, please.
Good morning, everyone. A very, very warm and special welcome to all of you today. A very special welcome to Mr. Pullela Gopichand ji. Thank you so much for gracing the occasion of Sportscom. Arjuna Awardee, Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri, and Dronacharya Awardee and Chief National Coach of the Indian Badminton team is amongst us today, and it's a matter of pride and honor that he's gracing the occasion of Sportscom, and it is a very, very special day for all of us here at Sportscom because from the time Jalaj Bhai took the initiative of spearheading Sportscom, it's almost 6 to 7 years now, and we have seen consistent growth, consistent traction, and more people joining the movement that we are witnessing out here today. The conclave of giving wings to dreams is something that has been conceptualized over a period of time. There have been a lot of conversations that we have had as the core team of Sportscom as to what more can we do for the sports industry, what more can we do for the enthusiasm, the excitement that young sports entrepreneurs, athletes, administrators are trying to do, especially in our country. And I think 5 years, 7 years, 10 years back, we were talking that sports is at its inflection point in India, and a lot is about to happen. I think we have passed that inflection point today. It is looking to shape up as a well-rounded industry. More and more people are seeing sports as not just fun games, excitement any longer, but a career, a holistic development of the fabric of society, the holistic development of community, and at the same time, a very serious business. And I remember one quote of Mr. John F. Kennedy, who always said that America does not have good roads because it is rich. America is rich because it has good roads. And that's what the effort of Sportscom is for the industry at large, for the startups and the young budding entrepreneurs and professionals, that we will try our best to set up the roads for the sporting ecosystem so that the ecosystem can thrive flawlessly. And we will always be happy to listen to as much feedback as possible, and we would love all of you to join the Sportscom movement and making Sportscom the primary industry body of our country. So thank you once again very much. A very, very warm welcome. It's heartening to see the room full. We were looking at a smaller room the last time we were talking, and we are like, ye ho paega ki nahi ho paega? Do we have the budgets or not? And then we are like, we have 250 to 300 people, that have registered for this beautiful event, and it can't be more heartening to see that such a grand occasion. So once again, thank you so much, everyone, and let's have a beautiful day not just of sitting and listening, but collaborating, having meaningful dialogue, and hope that this gathering brings about a lot more for everybody going forward as well. Thank you once again so much. I would like to welcome Jalaj Bhai on stage, the president of Sportscom. Vivek sir is here, Rajesh ji is here, Mona Lisa ma'am is here, I think Udit, Vidushpat, all of them will be on their way. But yeah, so we are the team that is trying to put our best effort, spearheaded by Jalaj Bhai. Jalaj Bhai, please welcome and would love to listen to you.
Morning, friends. I want to extend a warm welcome to Shri Pullela Gopichand ji. It was only last week that my colleague Commander Rajesh called him up and requested him to come at this hour in the morning in Delhi, and he is here. So I can't say anything more than that. I think that just speaks volumes about his commitment to what we are trying to do here at Sportscom. Thank you very much. So friends, on behalf of Vivek, Mona ma'am and some of the other office bearers who are here, I want to extend a warm welcome to all of you. When we started, all of us, Vivek, myself, some of the others, with the idea, Neeraj ji is also just walked in, all of us started with this idea of, is there a body that understands the business of sports? And we realized there wasn't any. And that's how some of us like-minded people came together. And as we say, Karwa ban gaya. I think it's now become a movement. India is going to host the Commonwealth Games. India is bidding for Olympics. Manufacturing competitiveness and Atmanirbhar Bharat, the whole concept of holding events and for that skill building, NGOs in this sector, importance of data, technology. When some of us started all this, we didn't realize we will get here. But here we are, and I request all of you to make the most of the full day that we are all here together. I started my journey in sports, and one of the first hands I reached out to was Pullela ji's at that time. And he educated me on the concept of physical literacy. I don't know how many in the room even today know what it is, but that's the journey I started with him, and it's been a very eventful journey. So he called me in the morning today and asked me what is it that he wants to hear from, what do we all want to hear from him? And I said, there is nobody more passionate, more committed as a player, as a parent, as a coach, as an administrator, as a statesman, role model for the sports world, not only for India, but for the world. So we are all just privileged. So may I now request Shri Pullela Gopichand to give us the opening address. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jalaj sir. It's really wonderful to see your passion for sport. It's amazing. And it's good to see all of you. Although Jalaj sir told me about half an hour back or 45 minutes back what to speak, here I am here without any agenda. I don't have a pitch to make. Don't have an investment to make. I only have a journey of mine to share, and I hope it makes some sense. For the longest part in my life, I started playing in '85. At a time when everybody was playing cricket, I decided to play badminton because I didn't get admission in cricket. That's how my life started. But having started playing the sport, I always had a grudge. When I went to play in the Lal Bahadur Stadium of Hyderabad, we had 3 badminton courts. and that those were the only courts which were available for a normal person to play. The rest of the single court badminton halls were in clubs, and we were not allowed. So when I went to play, we would say some jeweler and some bureaucrat playing, and I would think, why the hell are these guys playing? That is how my reaction was for the longest period of time. We want to play because we want to win, we want to make a career out of it, and court time was so important for us. But these guys want to reduce their fat, why the hell are they playing? This is how I thought sport was for the longest period of time. And then I started coaching in the year 2003. And also my understanding of sport was only like that. It was that if I see a bunch of people, I would try to pick the best kid and train them insanely to become a world level athlete. This is how my mindset was. And truly, this has worked. The true story of Indian badminton, if I were to say, is in the 1990, Indian badminton didn't win a medal at the Commonwealth Games. And in 1994, Indian team was not sent to the Commonwealth Games because we were not in the top 6 nations of Commonwealth Games, as per the government norms at that point of time. And we were relegated from priority A to priority B. This at a time when I was the India's #1 player. For me, the true story of Indian badminton is 1994 to 2022, when India became the winner of the Thomas Cup, the official world champion of team badminton. That is the true story of those 30 years have been transformational for Indian sport. This is a journey which continued till in 2014, and I have 3 stories to tell. One as a player, one as a coach, and today my understanding of sport. I don't even want to say that this is the golden rule, because I have believed in something when I was young, which I totally disagree with now. So I don't want to say that what I'm saying today is 100% right, but just listen to me. In 2014, I was throwing a shuttle to a young girl. She was about 13 years old. She dropped the shuttle, and I was like, what the hell, you need to be more focused in my class. And I moved on. And after the class, the girl comes up to me and says, "Sir, can you please teach me how to catch?" And this singular incident made me rethink my entire concept of sport. For a person who thought that sport was about champions, I started to regroup and say, why is this happening? We as a nation have grown alphabetically and numerically over the last few years. But if crawling, walking, running, throwing, jumping in some sequence was physical literacy, then we as a nation have gone down physically over the last 30 years. Our parents and grandparents are more physically literate than us, and our kids are in a bad situation. So for me today, when I look at sport, I look at 2 distinct things. So this is what happened in 2014. And for the next few months, I was only coaching young kids because I felt every kid was important. When I looked at a group, I said, Chuck the winner. I just want every kid. The girl's face made me cry. I said, I want every kid to enjoy what I have enjoyed in my life. I want every kid to be playing sport. And then in 2016, somehow my mother actually, who comes to the stadium, she actually saw me and said, what are you doing? Every day I see you with young kids around, teaching them such simple things, and they're very basic beginners. And then I said, this is my problem. And this problem was hurting me. So much so that I went to the Prime Minister with this problem. I took time. I said, sir, this is a problem. I met Jalaj, sir. Whoever I met, I said, this is my problem. This is my problem. I go to the Olympics with a pact with my family saying that I will train till the Olympic Games and after that we won't. Strangely, at the Olympics, we didn't win many medals, and Sindhu's one silver actually ignited a whole spirit, and the nation was super happy when I came back and I saw what one medal can make. So then I was like, wow, where is this side? And my dilemma continued. To a point where today I look at things in two senses. Olympic medals, Olympic movement, and today we have the government, Prime Minister Sir, the Youth Affairs and Sports Department, which was almost dormant till a decade ago, today is supremely focused on getting us Olympic medals. We have the top scheme, the Khelo India, the Fit India schemes, which actually ensure, or Prime Minister who ensures that every time the government is talking about sport, it is serious about sport. This wasn't the case few years ago. Today, this is a reality. We want our athletes to do well. But it's not an easy task. With all the good efforts, in 2012, we were at 6 medals. And in 2024, we still remain at 6 medals. That's the unfortunate reality. But are Olympic medals the answers? As a question mark which we need to answer. I went to my village the other day and the scene was shocking. Half the village is empty. The big houses which have been built, the people have retired, the average age is probably 65 or 70, and none of the youth are in the village. Every month end, a vehicle comes, pricks people, checks their blood sugar, and gives them metformin. And literally every family in the village has diabetes. And everybody has arthritis, the limping back. This is the reality of actual India. Olympic medals are very, very important. Our focus on Olympics is important. But a higher medal tally doesn't necessarily mean that it percolates down to the grassroots. Higher Olympic medals in US, Australia, UK have also meant higher obesity rates. 1/3 of the population is obese, another half of the population is overweight in these countries. So what typically happens is when you pick people up, and I remember my maths teacher at my maths class, I would get up at 4:30 in the morning and I had a deal with my mom that if I studied loudly till the time she continuously listens to my voice for an hour, I get to go to the stadium. That is what I was. So 5:30 I would get to go to the stadium, play till 8:30, and then when I go to the school, in the second class I'm literally sleeping. So the maths teacher is always saying, just get out and kneel down. So I spent all my life kneeling down out of my maths class. So when I wrote my 12th exam, I decided, boss, आज के बाद मैं कभी जिंदगी में maths नहीं करूँगा. This is what I kind of walked out of. But then I remember every time my physical education teacher came to class, he would pick Gopichand. We had a team of cricket, football, basketball. Gopi will be the first one. And literally only 5 or 8 of us were picked, and rest of the 40 of them were always not part of any team. So much so today, when I think none of them or all of them would actually say this: I just don't want to do physical activity for the rest of my life. So that is an impression you have. So you want young kids to participate in school, at home, not to become champions alone. That's a byproduct. Our nation needs all of us to play sport just for the fun of playing sport. And it's, I wouldn't say as important, as maths and physics and chemistry, but I definitely say it's more important. We don't know what the future holds, but this is a subject which I think is supremely important for all of us to reflect on. Because 9 out of 10 kids in urban India have flat feet. 7 to 8 out of rural kids in India have flat feet. This means that at age 30, you're knocking on back pain, knock knees, an army which doesn't have fit enough people to actually even fill up its ranks. This is a major problem. We need to address this. It needs to be twofold. Our Prime Minister said this, and I remember 2014. He says, a nation cannot be going up without pride. A community cannot grow up without pride. And every drop of your performances for the country being pride to our nation. So that is very important. That should be something which drives Olympic sport. But at the grassroots level also, I think it's supremely important that every kid participates in sport to be the best versions of what they can be. We need to integrate sport into education. This is an important area which I think we need to work on. For me, this whole aspect, when I talk about it, is on two different platforms. And I was very confused till I read a quote of J.R.D. Tata. He said, a nation doesn't become great by removing poverty alone. It becomes great when you give its talented few an opportunity to shine to be the best in the world. I think that is what I would really love to see. A nation where every kid participates in sport to be the best versions of what they can be. It's not about winning an Olympic medal. It's about best versions of what they can be. To explore the length and breadth of their physical being, to be able to run as fast as they can, to run as long as they can, to jump as high as they can, to throw as far as they can. If you can't be visionaries if you don't know how to be, or if you don't know your physical boundaries, how can you be visionaries on the mental side? It's supremely important that our school education looks at sport differently, our parents look at sport differently, and we as a nation look at sport differently. This was a problem which for a long time existed. We had the shocking stats, 1 in 3 kids in Punjab is obese. 22% is obese, 50 or 60% of them are overweight, and 90% of adults don't participate in any kind of recreational physical activity. This is scary stuff. This, for a nation so young, in the last few years was more like a thorn in the flesh kind of a problem. But for a nation going forward, for a young nation like ours, it is more a dagger in the heart problem. I don't know what other issue is more important than this. Yes, maybe to build hospitals and burial grounds. But truly, I think how do we encourage people to take up sport? Not only for medals, it is for physical activity. I think I'll leave you with these thoughts because I think it's important that we reflect on finding ways in which this becomes financially viable. But more importantly, everything is not about viability. The pitch is, out of the 10 things which you would invest in, maybe one in sport may not give you the direct benefits of may. I wish it does phenomenally well. But even if it doesn't, the other 9 are going to be representative of what this one investment is going to be. So I need you to invest it more from the heart and the nation, and hope that this thing, the Sportscom event, actually brings up this thing. I'm extremely happy of the work Jalaj bhai has done over the years. He's been passionate beyond comparison. I would say, why from Asian Paints and all of that, you come back and what makes you passionate? And he's relentless in his work. He's here, he's in Ahmedabad, he's in Bombay, he's traveling all over, and he's got some of the brightest people around. And I'm sure his work fructifies, and we get a lot more people investing in sport. You play sport, your kids play sport, you encourage sport, and if you have the capability, invest in innovation to make the entire population play. 1.4 billion. That's like a big nation moving. We need to move, and we need every part to move. We cannot move only in silos. We need the entire nation to move, and for this, advocacy and policy are very critical. And I'm sure investments do really help in this. Thank you very much for inviting. It's been good to come here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gopichand. May I now request Mr. Jalaj Dani to felicitate Mr. Pullela Gopichand and present our token of appreciation. Thank you to our esteemed panelists for sharing such insightful thoughts.